Hey, Guru Nation. Chris and I are going to UPS drop off a last minute labs. But we actually had a very busy day, Chris, right?
Yeah.
And we managed to take some phone calls, right?
A couple, yes.
So, one of the ones we took is very interesting. Actually, lately, people have been seeing what we've been doing with Clinical Scoop and with Alzheimer's Talk.
Really? I didn't even know that. Clinical Scoop? What?
The interview that finally did with that lady regarding Alzheimer's.
So you've gotten some feedback from that?
Yeah,
Yeah?
a couple people reached out. So the guy that we talked to this morning,
He saw that?
yes,
Oh.
and he wants to use that, incorporate content marketing into his strategy.
Like that.
Right?
Yeah.
It works. And so he's from a sponsor, and he's right, because sponsors typically don't want to deal with this issue until it's too late. So
Until it's costing them money.
until it costs you real money, which is Google Ads, direct mail, which is 100 times worse, cold calling or calling lists of patients, Facebook ads, some of the more innovative ones do, but no one's investing in the long term for content marketing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Developing just informational pieces about a disease, not even about research, just about the disease in general, and then just overall tying it into research. And as an example, what I told him, and I really wish we would have recorded that because that could have been a podcast, was take out of your budget that you get if you're one of these patient recruitment companies, take 90% of that budget, spend it on what they need immediate results for. Sales versus branding, right? So put 90% of it into sales. Do Google Ads, direct mail, TV, radio, email list, whatever you think works. You're going to get mediocre or subpar results. We know that, but the sponsors need that. They need immediate results. Take 10% of that budget and invest into things like Alzheimer's Talk.
Now, when you say take percentages of the budget, now you're saying before allocating it to the site. Don't give these budgets to the site as the sponsor.
No, this is just the recruitment budget that, like, a Pfizer would give an Accurian.
Oh, okay. So you're not talking about how they give you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000.
This has nothing to do with the site.
Okay.
The sites are given that so that they can choose how
Their
to
own
use
recruitment
those funds
methods.
the way, whatever works best for them.
Right. Okay.
Right? We use it for our stuff.
Right.
So if you're one of these groups, or a CRO, or if you're DSCS, take 10% of that, convince the sponsor that it's good for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And invest into long-term branding, not sales, branding. So have a Alzheimer's Talk, or have a glioblastoma talk, or have a whatever you're looking at increasing your database for. Rich media content, so video, audio, and by the way, you can easily convert a video into a podcast. It's just you take the audio,
Sure.
and you make an intro and an outro, and you have a podcast now,
And
a written blog post.
And there was, during that phone call today, there was one item that you didn't bring up, and that's, there are sponsors that are getting into this a little bit, but not the way you're stating it, right? Lilly is a good example. Should I say Lilly?
Yeah, I mean, they're public about it.
Lilly is a good example in which they're doing a study just to build a database of patients.
Right.
Which is a much more expensive route to go.
But it's long term.
Sure.
It's more branding, but this is even more just branding. Like, we're gonna create that video we did for Alzheimer's Talk.
Mm-hmm.
It will have an ROI for us in so many different ways.
Sure.
But it's not generating not one patient so far since the video's been put out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. We don't need instant results.
Right.
Right? But over a long period of time, being consistent, it's gonna generate, I think, a large number of patients. And I think that's what more of these clinical trial recruitment campaigns need to just spend a little bit of the budget, even 5%.
So
Put it into something like long form informational content. Don't necessarily look for anything. There won't be any ROI immediately, but there will be ROI long term in the form of you having a brand that these patients know they can turn to when they need to go find information online about it, whether it's a video, audio, written form, whatever they prefer, however they prefer to consume the content.
So I'm sure I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
So which do you think is more beneficial, short and long term, right?
You need both.
No. Comparatively, what we're doing opposed to what Lily's doing, right? Just bring in any patient that has this diagnosis. They don't have to meet a specific indication.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they meet a specific indication, but they're not looking for specifics, right? Like it's Alzheimer's for Lily, right?
Right.
So they just have to have Alzheimer's, right?
Yeah.
It's for any future studies that they pursue with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
They now have this database
They're
of
building
10,000,
their database.
right? 10,000 patients, right?
Yeah.
So which do you think is more beneficial, short term and long term? What we're doing or doing it